Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Irresistible and I'm a manifestation and soul realignment coach. My channel is geared towards helping you become your highest potential so that you can create and live the extraordinary life that is your birthright. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to deal with time and stop waiting for your manifestation. But before we get started, just a quick reminder that I offer both email and video coaching. So if you need help in manifesting any of your desires and releasing any of your blocks, you definitely want to check out all my coaching options. They are in the description below. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon in order to receive a notification anytime I upload a new video. When it comes to manifesting, one of the biggest things that people find themselves getting hung up on is the time factor. They say it's taking time, it's delayed, I'm not getting what I want, and they're very much noticing the time and the delay. And so I thought I would film this video in order to help you no longer feel like you are waiting or feeling in any shape or form concerned with the time. Because the thing is, when you are noticing the time and the delay, you are in the state of lack. You're in the person who does not have their desire, which is a different state or identity than the person who has their desire. The person who has their desire is not waiting, is not noticing the time. There's no time, you have it, right? So the fact that you're noticing that you're waiting and there's a delay, you're in a state of lack. So we want to not be concerned with the time. In order to do that, we have to shift to the state of the wish fulfilled, which is the person who has their desire, even if not physically in 3D, internally they have their desire. And so you reach that stage through a process. It's not something that you will feel right away. You may tap into living in the end through willpower. You may try to do that, but you won't be able to hold that state. You will be going back and forth. So how do you shift into the person who has their desire? And automatically, when you are the person who has their desire as an internal state, here I'm talking about internally because you still haven't manifested it in 3D. Internally, you feel like you have it. It comes with a lot less effort than you think. People think I need to use my willpower to hold that state, and then it's sometimes you're noticing the 3D and you're just falling out of it. You're going back into the state of the wish unfulfilled. How do you move into that? You do that by creating a manifesting practice and sticking with it. The only thing you need to be watching out for when you're doing that manifesting practice for a few days, during those few days in which you are really keeping that routine active, there are a few things you need to do over and above the manifesting practice, which I will give you some examples of what these are. What you need to do is control your opposing thoughts for that period. And there's a reason why I say only for that period, because once you shift to the state of the wish fulfilled, to that state, the thoughts are going to match the person who has their desire. So you are not going to have that many opposing thoughts anyway. They will become less, or if they pass through, they will just pass through. You won't be bothered by them. You'll easily release them. When you're trying to control your thoughts from the state of not having, it feels like effort. So yes, for a few days, maybe it will feel like effort. During this period of time, you want to try to either control your opposing thoughts or just saturate your mind with affirmations or do the visual act in SATs, activating a mental image in SATs. The other thing you want to do is not be concerned with 3D, is again during this period of time. You don't want to be concerned with 3D, you don't want to look for validation. So don't do your affirmations and then go searching on 3D for change. So it's just for that period of time. And the reason I say just for this period of time, once you've surpassed that time and you've held that manifesting practice that we're going to talk about in a little bit, you're going to shift states, and then it will be very easy for you to not be concerned with 3D, and you're not going to have as many opposing thoughts. And if they come up, you're not identified with them. So that's the key thing that you need to do. So going into the manifesting practice, you want to create a routine that builds a habit. So if you decide that you're going to do affirmations, or you're scripting, or you're listening to your affirmations on the Parrot app, or whatever technique you're doing, or you're visualizing, you want to do these consistently at the same time every day. And the reason I say at the same time every day is because it builds a habit. You want to create that routine and stick with it. So for example, you might repeat affirmations, 3 to 4 affirmations, 2 sets of these, one for self-concept, one for desire, for 10 to 15 minutes, 3 times a day. That will be the practice. You do that consistently for these few days. When you do that, you're gonna shift states. So you're gonna start feeling much better internally, even if 3D hasn't changed. That's the first thing. The second thing, you will find yourself not waiting anymore, because you can't be in the state of the wish fulfilled and wait. You're not going to be concerned with the time. Even if the 3D hasn't changed, you don't care. You're in the state of the wish fulfilled. You're the person who has their desire. You're not concerned. It is literally an internal state that you feel, and you're now identified with it. So you're not going to be feeling the lack. You're not going to feel like there's anything missing in your reality. It almost feels like you don't care about your desire anymore. You do care, but it's natural for you. You know that it's normal that you have it. So it feels natural, it feels normal. So it almost feels like you don't care. It's not that you don't care. It just feels very normal for you. So going again into the manifesting practice, you can do affirmations, you can do them robotically, you can do them mentally, you can listen to them, you can play them subliminally, whatever it is that you're doing, do that consistently. Or you can choose, for example, to do visualization. I talk about a visualization exercise in one of my videos. I will link it above. I also spoke about a third practice that brings together both that mental image and the affirmations, which is a fantastic technique that helps you get there right away and hold that state right away. I will link it above. It is really just a fantastic practice that you can also follow. When you do any of these practices, you will hold that state. And the key is, once you reach that state, which is a mistake that a lot of people do, is they start to feel internally like they've shifted. So they stop doing the manifesting practice. They say, I don't need it anymore. This is where you want to persist until you get your desire. That's why I say create a routine so that it becomes a habit. It becomes very easy for you to persist with it. It won't feel like effort. It will feel very natural. And because you're in that state, you want to keep it, right? You don't want to get into that state and then, you start to waver again. So you persist until you get your full manifestation. But in that place, it's easy for you to persist. It's easy for you to ignore 3D. It's easy for you to not engage with opposing thoughts. It's easy for you to feel like you are not waiting. You're going on with your life. You literally are going on with your life. It does not feel like there is a gap between you and your manifestation. And then guess what? Your manifestation will come in. So it's a very natural inner state that you get to with just a little bit of persistence and consistency. That's the key. So you persist until you reach that state. And once you reach that state, it will be easy for you to persist, because you find that you love being in that state. You love being in the state of the wish fulfilled. You're not feeling the lack. You don't want to go back to feeling the lack. So you will find it easy to persist with the manifesting practice, especially if you have created a routine that you are sticking to and doing at the same time every day. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please like, comment, and share. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.